you're sad, you're depressed, and you want to watch something funny and wholesome. Oh wait, you've watched every rom-com in existence, and I'm here to help. Here are 10 romance comedy anime you haven't watched. Let's go. Number 10, Jinsei Life Counseling.
これをお近づきの印に。
紐？
本に挟んであるしおり紐あるじゃないですか。あれの業務用の束です。
Do you need 3 anime girls to consult your life choices? Do you want them to tell you that your life choices have been really bad so far? Or do you need some emotional support instead of emotional damage? We've got the smart and shy Rino Endo, the athletic and outgoing Ikumi Suzuki, and the cultured and sweet Fumi Kujo. Turns out, they aren't the problem. The problem is with this guy called Yuki, who joins the journalism club as a life consultant so he can meet more people and be more social.
あらあら、いくみさんじゃないですか。おう、ふみも呼ばれたのか。
どこから入ってきたの？
あ、そこ。
ここ2階だよね。
This might not be the most original show out there, but its characters are adorable, and it does the fan service the right way without making it look boring. Oh, and just in case you see the poster and think this is a harem anime, let me tell you, it is not a harem anime. Seriously, stop judging anime by their posters. Number 9, I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss.
私が魔王を引き止めるしか、ラスボスを勝ってみせるしかないわね。
Guess what? This got released last week. I know, you could just binge watch the first episode and watch each episode weekly, or if you're that Netflix and chill sort of guy, you can wait till the whole thing finishes and binge watch all of it at once. Anyways, this is about a girl who is playing some otame games who becomes the story's villainess.
人間が僕に何の用だ？
クロード・ジャンヌ・エルメイヤ様ですわね。
I know, you're going to ask, hey, haven't we seen this premise in some other anime? Well, my isekai-obsessed friend, you're right to a certain extent. The premise of this show is pretty similar to My Next Life as a Villainess, but instead of 4 guys, here we have only one guy who pretty much goes and cancels his engagement with our girl and then decides to fall in love with another girl. What's our girl going to do? Well, watch the anime and find out. Number 8, Psychic Princess.
少儿不要嫁进野王府，少儿不喜欢什么野王呀。
老爷，野王府和咱们丞相府一直关系不好，现在让少儿嫁过去，那不是要毁了少儿一辈子吗？
Need some enemies who become lovers? Or a tomboy like Princess, along with a prince who soon starts to like the princess? Then here's the story for you. It starts off when a princess is married to a prince, but the problem is the families have bad blood, and the prince treats the princess coldly and even banishes her from the palace grounds. So yeah, these two don't have the best honeymoon you can think of.
问你是谁？
问我是谁？
谁派你来的？
谁派你问谁？
我就得问你。
你谁就问我。
不是。
But along the way, the princess soon starts to show her skills as well as her charming side. Our guy then transforms from wimp to simp and falls in love with the girl. This is more of a slow drama mixed romance rather than a romance mixed with action and history. Number 7, maid I hired recently is mysterious.
もうお昼ですね。今すぐ食事の準備を。
何を企んでいる？
はい。ああ、そうですね。
Remember Takagi-san? Then here is Takagi-san's adult counterpart. Yeah, she is a maid, and this maid likes to bully this poor guy. Here our maid has been hired to take care of her employer's son, Yuri, but this guy is way too delusional and thinks the maid is plotting something behind his back. The maid knows about this and teases him all the time. If you liked Maid-sama and then thought it was better if the Maid-sama was a wholesome bully, then this is the show for you.
おかわりもたくさんありますからね。
This is released last season, and it's definitely one of those underrated ones out there. There isn't any huge plot line going on here that'll blow your mind, but if you need a rom-com that can make you laugh while giving us a crazy main character and a maid, then you'll love this show. Number 6, No Doubt in Us.
皇上，
Time for another Chinese anime about princes and princesses. Meet Emperor Xiao Jian and spirited Empress Zhu Yu. They are always constantly at odds with one another, and they are always at each other's throat. But then they go through the good old switching bodies concept. The emperor becomes the empress, and the empress becomes the emperor.
那不如让贵妃直接选好了。
身为皇后，自该承担中宫之责，怎可事事劳碌贵妃？
Now the question is, can these two finally settle their differences? They must survive the court wars, political games, unruly concubines, and the nation itself. If you are tired of the switching bodies trope, then let me tell you that this one does it differently. It focuses on the comedy while also balancing the romance aspects of the show very nicely. If you're bored of Japanese anime where enemies turn lovers, then go watch this Chinese anime where enemies become lovers. Number 5, Norin.
今日はみんなに紹介したい人がいます。
Here is one of those unrealistic anime where an idol who is super famous appears in the guy's class without any prior notice. But it's still pretty funny though. Oh, and our main character is the biggest simp of all time, so when the girl he likes literally lands on his class, you can imagine how he reacts. Norin follows the story of Kusaku Hata, who is obsessed with an idol named Yuka Kusakabe, and things take a worse turn when Kusakabe retires from her idol career. But our boy's luck isn't about to run down that easily. Soon he finds out the idol is coming to learn in his own school. Now he has a new goal, to find out why his crush left the idol industry, and like every idol-obsessed fan, he must find a way to get closer to her.
Yuka.
木下りんごです。
The comedy in this show might not make everyone laugh, so why don't you give the first episode a shot, then binge watch the rest if it feels good. Number 4, The Tatame Galaxy.
先輩こんばんは。昨日は無事逃げられましたか？
おかげさまで。
五山ですか？
This one has a strange art style, but it's pretty damn good. This follows a guy who spent the first 2 years of college trying to break up couples in his university. Karma treats him nicely when 2 years later, he still lives without his girlfriend, but all of this ends when he meets a man whose head is the shape of an eggplant. After his incident, he goes back in time to his very first campus year. That's right, this guy goes to restart his university life.
ちょっと待て！俺の恋路とお前が飛び降りることと何の関係がある？
僕にもちょっとわかりません。
オズさん、水かさが増えてます。飛び降りると死にます。
Even though Tatame Galaxy starts off pretty simple, it soon shows how little choices in your life can change your whole life. It even shows how some of your life can change drastically just because of a mundane and maybe insignificant event. The storytelling here is pretty unique, and that's why you should give this show a try. It's one of the best out there, and if you love a unique take on the romance genre, you'll love this one. Number 3, Damperi Anime Caravan.
ありがとう。
大丈夫か？姫様。
Once again, we have a story that involves royalty, but this time, it isn't the guy and the girl who have the problem. It's the 3 guys in the story who can't work together.
よかった。いい人そう。
お気になさらず。お隣の国が困っているなら力を貸すのが大国の使命。
流星王子。
Ani Inako is a princess of a nation that just signed a peace treaty with 2 other nations. Now, the problem is the 2 princes of those nations aren't the sort of people who you can instantly be friends with. Both have their flaws, and now our princess needs to learn how to work together with them if she really intends to make the peace treaty work.
どちら様でしょうか。
何？この俺様のことを知らんとは。
This one has the good old love triangles, jealousy, reverse harem, and all those choose the winning side stuff, so make sure to pick the correct guy. Number 2, Defrag.
当たり前だ。なんで花火なんかやったんだよ。
部員集めのために何かイリュージョンができないかと思って。
火事の原因ってそれかよ。
イリュージョンのバカ。
イリュージョンのせいにすんなよ。
We've been speaking a lot about high school clubs, but anyone wants to know what's going on in the game club? Oh wait, there is a fire in the game club, and then the main girl gets into a fight with the school delinquent, and the fight ends with the delinquent joining the game club. The premise is crazy, the characters are crazy, the situations are crazy, and that's why Defrag is the best.
俺には炎属性の萌え萌えアタックは効かねえぞ。
それはかりそめの属性。
実は私、闇属性なんです。
The comedy here is also pretty refreshing, and it doesn't survive on the same old cliches all the time. The characters are also pretty original, and their interactions are also very funny. This might not have a lot of romance like the rest of the shows in here, but it knows how to give some great jealousy-filled romantic moments when it needs to. Number 1, Saikano.
ゲームの中の、そしてラノベの中の、あなたの理想の女の子は、こんな風に話して、こんな風に動いて、そして、
This starts off as a harem anime until you realize the guy only liked one girl all the time. It finished off with a romance anime movie that perfectly tied up the story and crowned Megumi as the best girl of the show.
今すぐ？
当たり前だ。締め切りは明日なんだぞ。
でもそれって、アキくんの作業が全然進んでなかったせいだよね。
細かいこと気にしてる時間だったらアイディア出せ。
Saikano tells the story of 5 high schoolers who try to make a visual novel based on a girl named Megumi Kaito. The head of the town, the nerdy Tomoya, soon begins to understand the values of Megumi more than just the game's idol.
私、今回は参加できない。
え、なんで？お前、俺のサークルに入ったはずじゃ。
まあ、そうなんだけど、今ちょっと、北海道にいてさ。
Even though the first season might look like a generic harem anime, the second season expands the character backstories and their personalities, and the final movie concludes all their arcs in this nostalgic finale you can't help but fall in love with. This show goes from making an idol game to making Megumi the best anime idol.